Okay, we're live.
All right. Well, it would appear that it is 6 o'clock, and it looks like we're about to get back on our regular schedule for our meetings after the fury of meetings and fury of gatherings during the last few weeks of last year and election and then recounts and whatnot. So it's kind of good to be back on a regular schedule, at least for this month. So we'd like to call this meeting of the Augusta-Richmond County Board of Elections to order, and this is our regularly monthly meeting. Lynn, let's go ahead and get the update for the March 16th, 2021 special election.
Okay, we sent these documents out to you all last week, but first of all, I'd just like to highlight a few dates that you might want to be aware of. Those being that we will begin logic and accuracy testing for the March election next Wednesday, February the 17th. We'll be doing that at our warehouse annex out in close proximity to our existing warehouse. The voter registration deadline we know will be on Tuesday, February the 16th. Monday is a state and or federal holiday, that being President's Day. And so the registration deadline is extended to that Tuesday. For advanced voting, we'll be back in our beloved Beasley room. We'll start off on Monday, February the 22nd. We'll run Monday through Friday there in the Beasley room. And then, of course, the last week on Monday, March the 8th through the following Friday, we'll extend the hours until 6 p.m. daily. So 8:30 to 6 that last week. As we know, we will not be providing Saturday voting for this election. So we'll be there 3 solid weeks prior to the date of the election, providing in-person advance voting. The time period for mailing out absentee ballots will begin on Monday, February the 22nd also. So 2 big things on that day: advance voting and mailing out ballots begin that day. As far as the election detail goes, all 42 election day polling places will be open. The board's policy that they adopted regarding personal protective equipment will be in full force, just like it was last year. So we will ask voters coming to appear in person to wear a clean face covering. All poll workers will have a face covering on. Those coming into the polling place, whether it's advance voting or on election day, if they don't have a face covering, they'll be provided with one. We will be sending out hand sanitizer like we've done before, and also the disposable styluses. We were able to, we didn't have to buy a whole bunch of that stuff. We had enough odds and ends of things left over from the big elections last year to adequately supply our polling places for this one. So that was nice. The emergency rule for the absentee ballot drop box, I'm not sure what the fate of that will be after the General Assembly session is over, but for now I do know that both emergency rules, the one establishing the drop boxes and the one establishing the period of time for the extended period of time for early processing of absentee ballots, both of those emergency rules have expired. So until such time as the state election board either develops new emergency rules or those changes are codified through legislation, we were unable to use either one of those emergency procedures that were put into effect last year, and for November and January and before. So I don't see it being a huge issue. I don't think we're going to be overwhelmed with ballots by mail. I think turnout will be likely very light for this election. I don't think it will be a hindrance to not be able to open up the absentee ballots early. I think we'll fall back to our normal practice pre-COVID, where we get started election morning and get those ballots, get the envelopes opened and the ballot scanned and ready for tabulation at 7 p.m. on election night. Does anyone have any questions specifically about the March election?
Lynn, I have a question. It's about the drop boxes. Are they still going to be outside if we're not going to be able to use them? I don't want any of our voters to be confused as to whether or not they can use them.
That's a great question. We're already in the process of bringing in the 4 that are located outside of the municipal building area. Moving forward, we thought I would give the legislature a little more time to do its work. But as we close in on that February 22nd date upon which we'll begin mailing ballots, if nothing has happened, if neither the state election board nor the General Assembly had made changes to allow its usage, we will take the one up at the municipal building as well.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions concerning the election calendar or the election detail? That would be item A and item B of number 2. Any questions?
No, Mr. Chairman, none from me.
Okay. Let's go on to item number 3, Lynn.
Okay, just to catch us up on really just administrative things and so everyone can get their calendars marked. I've provided a document to you giving you the dates of the elections for the rest of this year. Now we know in addition to what the standing election dates, we will also have certification for the March election. And if we end up having an election in November for a general obligation bond with the Coliseum Authority, then that will also require a certification meeting as well. So we'll have to cross those bridges when we come to it. When we sent the calendar out last week, we put a date for certification to be Tuesday, March the 23rd. And so it'd be the Tuesday following the date of the election. And unless anyone has an objection, I am liking those 12 o'clock noon certification meetings. And so if it suits everyone else on the board, we'll just continue our same procedure where, if we have any provisional ballots, we'll vote on those ahead of time. And then we'll convene in person down here at the municipal building for any of the public that might want to attend the certification meeting. Are there any objections to that calendar? I know it's a little bit of a change. Normally we would do the certification Friday night at 6 o'clock after the mail had run, but we now know that we have a little more time to certify than we had before. And so it does give us the luxury of doing things in a different way without objection.
Yeah, I would assume that we could do that without objection unless there is I'm not aware of us needing to take a motion or any action on that. Just take staff recommendation and move on without objection.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I've got a little problem here, and I apologize, and it's my fault because obviously I thought I had reviewed this and I had not, and it has to do with the Board of Elections 2021 calendar, and it has some very weird stuff on it. One of them is that the dates are 2006 and the possible election dates, March 16th. I'm sorry.
Well, Terrence, you're exactly right. The dates for 2006, it says it on there plain as day in the second line. Please note that is 2021. The meeting dates are there. And then please carry on. Pardon the interruption.
And then, my other concern was the training conference, August 29th through September 1st. I just wanted to make that clear that was in there because I didn't know if it was me. But yeah, that's fine. If everything else is right, that's fine with me. But I just happened to see that. I apologize.
Well, thank you. Thank you for noticing that. Speaking of the training conference, those are the dates upon which the association decided 2 years ago to have their annual training. So, obviously subject to change in today's environment. I'm not exactly sure, but I think at a minimum we'll be, if we absent being able to get together, we'll be doing some type of virtual training over that period of time. So I would ask you to just go ahead and pencil those dates in, and we'll see we'll see what unfolds over the next few months. I know the preference of the association is to meet in person, but we just may not be able to do that.
That's correct. Yeah. Okay.
Well,
Thank you.
Lynn, if they are going to, or if you get wind of any limited number of individuals that might be able to attend in person, I would request that if our board members have no problem with that, that you would add us to any list of early attendees, if that is an option for a lighter crew that can go. I'd like for us to still be able to
Sure.
attend them if it's even if it's a limited group.
Yep, I will definitely keep you posted. I mean, one thing that's been talked about is if we go to in-person meetings, that we may break the state down into smaller quadrants, so we don't have as many people coming to a particular place at one time. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully we'll know more, within the next month or so.
Okay. All right. So are there any other questions on the 2021 meeting calendar?
No, Chairman.
No, sir.
Okay, old business. Hearing none, without objection, we'll move on to new business.
The only thing that I have, Mr. Chair, is just a note to the board that I will be out of the office February 22nd through February 26th. I'll be available, by cell phone or email should you need me, of course, but I will not be in the office during that time. And the other thing is just one more reminder that our next regular monthly meeting will be Monday, March the 8th, 4 weeks from today.
All right, that takes care of our old business and our new business. Is there any other business that's necessary for us to go over tonight?
None, Mr. Chairman.
Hearing none, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So moved.
All right.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded that we adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Great. Thank
Everybody
you
have a
all
good
so
evening.
much. Y'all
See
too.
you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.